What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. So another quick comparison between the newly announced Google Pixel 4 and the somewhat new OnePlus 7 Pro. Now Google actually is going to be sending me a Pixel 4, so shout out to them for doing it, but I've been criticizing them a lot with the Pixel 4, so I don't know if they're still going to send me out with it or not, but these phones are actually super similar in terms of the pricing structure when they were released and everything, so I kind of wanted to go and talk about them. They're both kind of budget phones in a way. The Pixel 4 not so much. The OnePlus 7 Pro though is one of the best bang for its bucks in my opinion. There was about $100 difference in the release price, but let's go and see what the major differences are. Again, this is a quick comparison, not a crazy one. The OnePlus 7 Pro was released about a couple months ago in May, and looking at the front, you have a little bit of a different setup to say the least. A 6.67-inch Fluid AMOLED display, 1440p on the OnePlus 7 Pro, where you have a POLED display, 5.7 inches, 1080p on the Google Pixel 4, so about a 1-inch difference. But a super similar thing with both of these displays is that they go up to 90Hz refresh rate, so that super smooth display and everything is capable on both of these phones, and the OnePlus 7 Pro kind of popularized it a little bit. The Google Pixel 4 does have that capability now as well, which is really cool, and I'm really happy about that. In terms of the front though, you can see that they're quite a bit of different. The OnePlus 7 Pro has that pop-up camera lens. The Google Pixel 4 has that bezel around the display, but you still have that camera lens on the front at all times. In terms of the back, you have a dual camera setup on the Pixel 4, a triple camera setup on the 7 Pro, USB Type-C on both phones. And I'll definitely tell you, the Pixel 4, I'm sure it's going to be just like the Pixel 3, just with all glass on the back, and I'm sure it's going to feel premium. But I'll tell you, the OnePlus 7 Pro was one of the most premium phones I ever felt, and it was amazing holding it and using it. So say what you will, but I think the 7 Pro will probably be the more premium device. But again, quick comparison, just kind of laying out the facts. No IP certification on the OnePlus 7 Pro though. You do have IP68 dust and water resistance on the Google Pixel 4, which is really cool. In terms of software updates though, this is where it gets interesting. In my opinion, I think Oxygen OS, which is OnePlus's software, is far better than stock Android and stock Google, whatever Google makes. I think it's better than stock Android in my opinion. But in terms of software support, I'm probably going to say that the Google Pixel 4 will probably outlast the OnePlus 7 Pro in terms of stock software support. There could be a chance where OnePlus wants to go and extend their software, much longer and prolong it on their devices. That could be a possibility, but as of right now, it's kind of like 50-50. So I'll probably tell you, in terms of stock software support, the Google Pixel device, the Pixel 4, will probably outlast it. In terms of performance, this is where things get kind of interesting as well. They have a lot of similar specs in between all the devices. So you have Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 chipsets on both devices, octa-core CPUs, Adreno 640 GPUs. But here's where things get a little different. You have two storage variants on the Google Pixel 4 with 6GB of RAM on each one, 64 and 128 gigs. But the OnePlus 7 Pro, the base storage is 128GB with 6GB of RAM. So that's already top tier of the Google Pixel 4 line. On top of that though, you have two additional storage variants, 256GB storage with 8GB of RAM and 256GB with 12GB of RAM. You guys are going to clown me in the comments about my gigabytes, but that's that in terms of, I'll tell you, if you get the stock performing one on both these, the base storage, they're probably going to be even, but once you even take it up a notch on a little bit on the OnePlus 7 Pro, it'll outbeat the Google Pixel 4 in my opinion. But once I get the device, I'll go and do a full comparison between them. In terms of the cameras on the back, triple camera setup on the OnePlus 7 Pro, 48 megapixel wide angle lens, 8 megapixel telephoto lens, a 16 megapixel ultra wide sensor, where the Google Pixel 4 has 12.2 megapixel wide angle lens and a 16 megapixel telephoto lens. And here's the thing, in terms of quality of photos, quite potentially the Google Pixel 4 will be the winner here, but the OnePlus 7 Pro has the advantage with that telephoto lens as well as the ultra wide sensor. But on top of that, you can do 4K at up to 60 frames per second on the OnePlus 7 Pro, where you can only do 4K at 30 frames per second on the Google Pixel 4. So kind of a thing to note there. It's not a humongous deal breaker, but it is kind of important. In terms of the front, 16 megapixel on the OnePlus 7 Pro, 8 megapixel on the Google Pixel 4, 1080p at 30 frames per second on both. They could have easily went up to 4K on both of these, but whatever, it's not that big of a deal. I'm sure the Pixel 4 will be the better quality photos, but I'm sure the 7 Pro has its advantages there too. Now, funny enough, the Pixel 4, as far as I know, removed the fingerprint sensor. The OnePlus 7 Pro does have that fingerprint sensor. It's built in under the display, which is super nice, just like the S10. So now moving on to the battery life, again, kind of a weird thing. The OnePlus 7 Pro has a 4000 mAh battery. The Google Pixel 4 has a 2800 mAh battery, and they decreased the battery size going from the Pixel 3 to the Pixel 4, and I'll never understand why phone manufacturers do that. They need to be improving and increasing their battery sizes. Whenever they downgrade and go down, that's when I always get salty about it. So without a doubt, OnePlus 7 Pro will be the winner here. And I will tell you, the OnePlus 7 Pro is selling for $100 less than the Google Pixel 4 is brand new devices, but you can get a 7 Pro for even cheaper than that in the used market. Even a brand new OnePlus 7 Pro is a better value per dollar, and you're getting way more from that phone than a brand new Google Pixel 4. Even a used one would be the best one. The OnePlus 7 Pro used, you can probably pick one up for like $550, probably even cheaper. The Pixel 4, man, even though it's more expensive, even though it's going to get software updates, even though the camera quality might be better, I still think the OnePlus 7 Pro is the better device, and I would rather have that phone than the Google Pixel 4 in my opinion. But again, this is just a quick comparison. I'll be dropping a full in-depth comparison sometime soon whenever I do get my Pixel 4, which should be coming tomorrow or the day after. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that will mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.